Hello, my fellow disgruntled youths. I hope that all is well. And I want to encourage and appreciate each and every one of you for being part of this great revolution for a better future for Mother Zambia. I believe we have all been following the events that have been happening lately with regards to our voices and our freedoms. And I just want to appreciate each and every one of you for your resilience and for your continued support and solidarity. Thank you so much. I have noted with concern some of the remarks that were issued by the Honorable Minister for Lusaka Province. And I would like to state the following. If the intent was to instill fear in me and many other people that are offering divergent views and that are speaking for the people, then here comes my apology. I am sorry to disappoint you, and I'm sorry to say I will not be intimidated, and we will not be intimidated as Zambian youths. I also want to say an attempt to silence BFlow is an attempt to silence all the Zambian youths and the suffering Zambians. And that should not be the case. So, just to add further to my apology, I apologize for my inability to apologize, because we do not apologize for telling the truth. That's just how it is. I think this is my opportunity and time to remind our leaders that you are not our bosses. I think, let me remind you who the bosses are. The bosses are those people that you follow in their constituencies during campaign time. You kneel down and say, "Na papa tamwe bantundelo mbakwe voti yenu." Those are the bosses. And that's why we always emphasize the word serve, to serve. You are serving the people. The people that you serve are the masters. They are the bosses. They are your employers. They are the ones that have given you the employment. They are even the taxpayers that fundraise for you to have that wonderful salary, those allowances that you get in parliament. They are the ones that fundraise for you to have all those big cars that you are driving. So you cannot start to disrespect the people that have put you where you are. Indeed, it's true what they say, that power sometimes blinds people. I found it quite disappointing to hear the choice of words that came out of the mouth of a honorable minister addressing citizens who represent other citizens, and using words like nonsense, stupidity, naked, disgruntled youths. These are the names that our leaders are now calling us. These are the words that are coming out of the mouths of our leaders in describing people that represent the majority suffering Zambians who are living in poverty. If you're Tukekala, is that how we're going to live? For every word that you utter when you talk to a person like myself or to any other activist who speaks for the people, I think you should be aware that every time you utter such a word, you are saying it to the people that we represent. They are the ones you're calling these disgruntled youths. These youths who are too naked, that they can't speak because they are too naked according to you. The ones you're calling stinking nonsense. The ones whose words, actions, and call for good governance you are calling stupidity of the highest level. Surely are those the words that should come out of the mouths of our leaders? Wow. And is this the true position of government? Is this what the government is saying? Because I believe that for a minister to issue a statement, it means that there was consultation, there was agreement, and especially because you are a member of cabinet. Is this the real position of government? We would like to find out. I think the Zambian youths out there are waiting and are looking forward to finding out if this is the position of government, that government considers us as disgruntled, as stinking nonsense, as stupidity, or as naked. It would be really great to hear from government and find out if that's the true position. Because it came from someone who is representing government. Now, you talk about lawlessness. Our call for good governance, our call for transparency and accountability is deemed as lawlessness. But tell me, between our call and your choice of words, your offensive words, which of the two describes or is equivalent to lawlessness? In my last video message, I did mention that I didn't care whether I was going to be viewed as opposition just for raising my concerns and airing my views, because it has become a tradition now. It has become part of our culture now to deem everybody that gives a divergent view or an alternative view as opposition. And there you go again saying these youths are just being sponsored. Well, you really want to know who's sponsoring us or what is sponsoring us? We are being sponsored by our poverty. Yes. We are being sponsored by our poverty, by the high levels of youth unemployment, by the lack of information. We are not being addressed to know what's going on with regards to certain things, the deals, the mines, the gold. Yes, we are being sponsored by the anguish that we feel about the oppression that we are getting from foreign employers who are being given an advantage over the local employees who cannot have a voice, because every time somebody tries to speak on their behalf, that person is being forced into an apology. And now we are just getting into this frenzy, this trend of just apologizing for the truth. And that's what you want all of us to just be doing now, apologizing for our truth. Wow, what a country. Man, what a time. The minister, we are angry because we are hungry. Ensala ila kalipa. Elonga ya kalipa, abantu bala kalipa. Efe chaba. Elo futi, ichi kalipa chumfu omwine. Teti mumukanyi atiwe fuma mubukali. Ngamulevo kumfumia mubukali. Mfumieni munsala. Efe ondelanda ngo musepela wapa Zambia. This is the voice of the youth. This is the voice for the voiceless. This is the voice of the voiceless. Efyo chiriapa. And allow me to just say, commenting on governance issues is not a crime. It has never been a crime and it will never be a crime. If you describe it as such, then you are demeaning the educational system of Zambia, which you are currently supervising as a government. Because it is the same educational system that has taught us our social studies, our civic education, which has given us information and enlightened us on our rights and freedoms. Then today, when we see that those rights and freedoms are being stripped off, we try to speak against that. And you tell us to say we cannot comment on governance issues. We try to call for accountability and transparency because we want to know what is going on. we try to call on you to address us and tell us what is going on in the nation or how you plan to solve the problems that people are going through, and you want to tell us to say, no, you cannot comment on governance issues. You cannot do it on social media. Why not social media? Isn't this the same social media that you have used to highlight your work whenever you have been policing people around in Lusaka? So social media will only be good for you? It cannot be useful to us? No. We have to use social media. It is the platform that we have to air our views. Are you sure that if people today were to go and knock on certain doors to want to seek an audience with the leaders, they will get it? I don't think so. Because I have seen it for myself, how so many people struggle to have access to these nice air-conned offices of yours. The bureaucracies, how they can't just be attended to because they have no appointment with the great bosses. And you want to stop people for using social media. You want to stop people from using social media. You want to victimize people for offering checks and balances. Isn't that within our constitutional and democratic rights? This is unbelievable. It is unacceptable. Honorable Minister, if you found anything wrong in the things that we have said or in the approach that we have taken, don't you think that the best thing you can do is to seek an audience with us for you to get our feedback? Or if you want to address us through a press briefing, don't you think that that's supposed to be an opportunity for you to educate us on the best approach that we can take if we want to seek an audience with you? I think that should be the way to go, as opposed to issuing threats on the lives of innocent citizens who have done nothing wrong but demanded for that which belongs to them. So to Honorable Lusambo and to our dear government, as Zambian youths, we demand an apology for calling us disgruntled, stupid, naked, lawless, stinking, etc. Simply because we demand for that which belongs to us, including our freedoms, including accountability. We further demand an apology for infringing our freedom of expression. Trust me, we mean no malice, and everything that we are doing here is not coming from a bitter place. It is actually out of love. It is because we love you, and that's why we do not want to see you fail. We also love our country because we want to make sure that our country continues to be ours and that our children can inherit a better country, and we want to make sure that we leave it better than we found it. That is our only wish. So to Honorable Lusambo and to our dear government, on behalf of the suffering Zambians and especially the Zambian youths, we demand an apology for being called disgruntled, for calling us naked, for calling us stinking nonsense, for considering our actions as lawless or as lawlessness simply because we speak our truth and we demand answers. We really do demand an apology for infringing on our freedom of expression and for not wanting to allow us to speak, for trying to silence us, for trying to zip our mouths when we cry because we are hungry. We demand an apology. In conclusion, I want to commend and appreciate each and every person that is showing solidarity through these difficult times when we are being issued with threats from our leaders. I also would like to thank and appreciate every person who has joined the movement, this revolution, for good governance, for a better future for our children, for a better Zambia. Thank you for your resilience. Thanks to the artists, the people on social media, the activists, not forgetting the Human Rights Commission for supporting us and for respecting the fact that we are simply exercising our democratic rights. And I also want to challenge the Zambia Association of Musicians to stop sleeping, to wake up when one of your own is being thrown around, is being shaken all over the place, is being threatened. You are supposed to stand up, speak with them, move with them, get into some good trouble with them for speaking the truth. You are an artist, you are a mirror of society. You should represent the people. Thank you.